Kid Nerd dropped the Lavish Stop, the music video that took down a block. What line? Hit the like button, follow the kid. Hit him over. Hit the like button, follow the kid. We live right now.
2022, a rapper released a song so disrespectful, so controversial, so self-incriminating that the police decided they needed to shut down his whole block. I mean, the sentences that went down after this song dropped are almost unheard of. I'm talking 38 years for a murder that wasn't even committed by the artist, and 33 years for an attempted murder that another artist wasn't even near the crime scene for. And it all relates back to a song named Laughingstock, one of the most reckless songs ever recorded in UK drill history, that kickstarted an investigation dedicated to take down his whole crew. But to understand this story, we need to travel to Hackney, one of the most inner city boroughs on the east side of London, with a lot of history.
There's some New York shit to these niggas. Fake Rico, nigga. Got niggas packed up. If this was New York, this should have been. See, this is the difference between the UK and New York and the United States. Cause I'm gonna talk from New York, from where I'm from. If this was New York, all them niggas would be in jail. Yeah, the niggas that's free, what's the unknown T, all them niggas would be in jail right now. If this was true, because they got the violence that's already happened. They got niggas saying niggas set it up. Everything would be inferred into the game. So if this was in New York City, right here, this would have been the Laughing Stock. Third, I forgot their game. Yeah, it would have been that. Yeah, Old Tally indictment, nigga. This would have been everybody. So y'all kind of, it's kind of fucked up because I know a little bit about what KO and shit, Free KO. I know a little bit about his case. She wasn't there and shit like that. Yeah, that's how that shit go though. That's how that shit go. If it's a Rico, nigga, all them niggas will be in jail. So niggas will be happy they out there. A few niggas had to take a few licks for the team.
Now, Hackney has something people refer to as extreme microgeography, meaning you could essentially cross the street in Hackney and go from an estate filled with some of the lowest income citizens in the country to a neighborhood housing some of the wealthiest.
I think when you walk around Hackney, the architecture tells the history. Yeah. So you see some of the middle class dwellings from like 300 years ago. And then you see some of the kind of Victorian housing, the Georgian housing that you have now been redeveloped as part of the gentrification process. And then you see the post-war housing in like Holly Street, Kingsmead Estate.
And this is actually a real reality. In the 70s, Hackney was a borough many wouldn't live in their worst nightmares. But suddenly there was a big boom in the 80s to 90s of young artists, creatives and musicians from outside of London moving in, who were all looking to live close to central London at a cheap price. And suddenly Hackney was looking much more livable. This mixed with better train lines and eventually the Olympics landing nearby prompted the middle class to start moving in, a shift that was soon followed by an influx of wealthier residents. I mean, even Drake bought a house in Hackney for his UK visits, something he wouldn't even be able to imagine a couple decades ago. But the crime and gangs never left. Not fully anyway. In 2026, Hackney still ranks as a borough with one of the highest crime rates. And while it's nowhere near as bad as it was in the 90s to 2000s, it's still ever present. Despite the borough's regeneration, 40% of Hackney's houses are rented from social landlords, meaning low-income families, some of which comprise of gang members, never really left. And feuds that have been going on for decades are still ongoing till this very day. Real quick guys, I just launched a brand new channel dedicated to body cam videos, where I'm about to post weekly content of some of the most craziest encounters caught on police body cams.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. I be needing new shit like this. I be needing new shit like this.
In 2022, a rapper and feuds that have been going on for decades are still ongoing till this very day. Real quick guys, I just launched a brand new channel dedicated to body cam videos, where I'm about to post weekly content of some of the most craziest encounters caught on police body cams. I just uploaded a video breaking down a crazy shootout involving a suspect and over 20 police officers, and it's not one to miss. So go over to Nerd Cams or click the first link in the description and be
Niggas be really on like, I ain't going back to jail. Fuck that. Niggas rather bang out and go back to jail. Yeah, some niggas like, I'm about to Because you got to know you're going to die. Like, you shoot at the police, you kind of got to know you're going to die. Like, you got to be like, all right, I'm ready to go. You got to be like, knowing that they going to kill you. Yeah, you ain't going to, like, you better hope they kill you. Because if they don't, and you still get caught, they going to kill you. It'll be more painful.
Be quick because I'm giving away a PS5 to a random subscriber after I hit 1k subs. Anyways, back to the video. Now the feud that relates to this case is one particularly around two gangs, the ZTs and the 90s.
Tell Kid Nerd I subscribed without him even saying the P5 giveaway. Send this part to that nigga, tell that nigga send that P5 over here. Yeah. I told my nigga Wolf I'm gonna buy him a P5 when he get out. He finna get out. And I need it. I need it.
If the ZTs sound familiar to you, it could be from its popularization from the hit show Top Boy, which was actually based in Hackney and wrote by a man who moved there in the early 2000s and was shocked by what he saw in the borough.
I didn't just see, a kid selling drugs. What I saw was, a world, a context, and think how could this happen in just around the corner from a very nice street where I and my neighbors live. But it really opened up a world that for me had been invisible.
But ZT is actually a real gang, based in the area of London Fields, who for the last few decades have had a feud with the neighbouring areas of Holly Street and Homerton, which started getting real violent after the 2003 murder of a London Fields local called JD Brissett, an 18-year-old killed by gang members from Holly Street. But that wouldn't be the last murder between these two rival gangs. In 2015, a 14-year-old boy from Homerton was killed in an attack carried out by a group of boys from London Fields. This attack was brutal. J. real name Jeremy, was travelling back to Homerton on the train from Swindon with two friends, one being this girl, Sana Ibrahim. This girl basically planned to set up Jeremy and the other boy, texting a group of boys from London Fields, letting them know exactly when they were arriving. And when Jeremy landed, he was instantly chased through Homerton High Street before being stabbed continuously in an attack so forceful his ribs broke and his heart was pierced. And in 2018 it happened again to another 18-year-old from Homerton, known as Shegs, murdered in a knife fight once again by gang members from London Fields. A few months after this murder, London Fields gang members dropped a song titled Inferno, and this song was real disrespectful, especially one verse by a rapper called Dabs, who mocks Shegs, who was just killed months before, alongside another diss aimed at a new Homerton rapper who went by the name of Unknown T. Now around this time, Unknown T was one of the hottest rappers in the drill scene, dropping songs like Homerton B, which was actually one of the first UK drill tunes to chart in history, turning him into a global star overnight.
It ain't even been that long, like, man, remember writing my bars in my room and that, and now my life's changed. Man's on the stage, like, shelling it in front of a crowd of my supporters, and it feels good still.
But he wasn't the only one from Homerton hitting it big, with rappers KO and V9 also putting their area on the drill map. So in 2020, the three decided to take it to the next level, teaming up with other rappers in Homerton and Holly Street, making a rap collection and calling it the 98s, a combination of both areas' postcode. And they got off to a crazy start, dropping their debut album Class of 98, which reached number 71 on the chart. The group was well on their way to success, dropping consistent music that was hitting millions of views, catching co-signs from the likes of Digga D and Boo to B, followed by a run of media appearances, doing PR with outlets like Vice, and appearing in YouTube content with Chord and Groundworks. But the 98s had one big issue: people weren't respecting their street cred. On Reddit and YouTube comments, fans claimed 98s were not living what they were rapping, not helped at all by rivals calling them out on songs and social media, claiming that the 98s are not putting in enough work to rap the way they're rapping. In one occasion, a group of rivals even cycled to their block during COVID lockdown, a time when everyone should be locked in their houses, and took videos and pictures disrespecting their area. And when members from Homerton tried to do it back, they got chased away, turning the incident into a public embarrassment. It wasn't the
Oh man, them niggas went back, niggas chased them niggas up out of there. That shit, that shit don't make you tough going to another nigga hood. Like, you feel me? I mean, you a little tough for going. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like super gangster that you did it and nobody's outside. Now, if you seen niggas and chase niggas and shit, then that's different. Yeah, you go to a nigga hood and you chase them around their hood, that's gangster. You feel me? But just go into niggas hood, niggas might not be outside. Niggas might be in the crib with they draw. Nigga might be, feel me, doing some shit, nigga. You know what, nigga? That shit ain't tough. Now, if you see niggas on live or some shit, then you respect that. Yeah, but just going over there on a late night, random late night, like, and it's COVID lockdown, they ain't really that gangster. It's a summer night, it's lit. Yeah, if you going over there summer nights, it's lit outside. Yeah, then it's different. You might catch a nigga outside. Fuck is that noise?
Looking good for the 98s on the streets, and even members started to feel a type of way, especially one of their lead rappers, Billy Billions, who was beginning to get impatient with his gang. Snapchat messages in the 98s group chat shows Billy taunting his members, calling them all types of names for not riding on their opposition, questioning certain members on what they're offering to the gang. Stuff was becoming tense, and 98s members were beginning to get desperate to prove themselves, leading to 2 near fatal shootings, both of which would not hit their intended target. The first was a shooting on Broadway Market, a place filled with tourists, food stalls and pubs. A kind of place people from the outside will make these type of TikToks.
Niggas in jail niggas is in jail right now because they want to prove to niggas they wasn't sold. That's all I just got from this. The niggas is in jail right now for trying to prove they wasn't sold. If that's the right, if this is what it means. Niggas started spinning because niggas ain't think they was like that.
Broadway Market was one of our favorite markets in London. There were a lot of cool vendors selling locally made goods. There were also tons of great food options. My brother-in-law got this chai. Adam and I shared this raspberry blondie that was quite sweet but still really good. I also got this Vietnamese iced coffee that was pretty good. I'd also recommend checking out Victoria Park Market and Columbia Road Flower Market, which are both within walking distance.
But behind this market is the Fields estate, the direct rival to the 98s. So when these 4 learned of a music video being shot there, they pulled up and let off shots, hitting no rivals. Instead, a woman on a first date standing outside of a pub, who took a shot through the neck, leaving her paralyzed.
Back in November 2020, I was the victim of gun crime in East London, walking down Broadway Market. That day completely changed my life. The bullet went through my neck, right here, which left me with a C4 spinal cord injury. Because of that, I'm paralysed from the chest down, which also meant losing the use of my hands.
But this didn't deter the gang. They were planning more just a month later, in London.
Nigga said, this didn't deter the gang. I'm glad the lady good though, man. I'm glad the lady alive. She ain't good though. Yeah, she ain't good. From the neck down, chest down, sheesh. She gotta be giving mad neck. She might give a mad neck.
Fields once again. Around 9:30 PM, they found their victim, a kid who was chased down by 3 members in the car but managed to get away, later posting this on his Snapchat story, that he has no involvement with the London Fields gang. But the group was so desperate, adamant to get anyone even loosely affiliated. In their Snapchat group earlier that day, one of the men who was in the car said someone is going to die today, which was responded by 2 other 98s rappers very positively. So when the group saw a parked GLA on Middleton Road, it didn't take much for someone in the back to fire 6 shots into it, despite the people in the GLA confirming they are not gang members. 3 young men in the car were hit with shots, all of which were university students, but luckily they all survived, and lucky for the 98s, no arrests were made. So the group continued dropping music, but more importantly in this case, continued putting work on the streets. Just under 2 years later, the gang done another shooting outside of a rival's house, and once again caught the wrong target, with bullets hitting and wounding a trainee dental hygienist named Abdi. But I'm really not sure what this specific rival done to me the 98 so mad, because 11 days later they were after him again, with the goal this time to kill him outside of his own kid's birthday party. This operation to get this kill was something out of a movie. The gang stole a Jaguar from a house in Islington, drove it to East London and changed the plates, in preparation for a birthday party 2 days later in Wolf. Walthamstow. In true Top Boy style, on the day of the planned attack, the gang met in a coffee shop, spoke tactics and split into two teams. One led by 190 member who, no joke, had only just left the hospital a couple hours before after being stabbed by rivals on that same day. Just into two teams. Day of the planned attack, the gang met in a coffee shop, spoke tactics and split into two teams. One led by 198's member who, no joke, had only just left the hospital a couple hours before after being stabbed by rivals on that same day, and one led by 98's rapper KO, whose role was to pick up the other team after the shooting was complete. So after the meeting, they split up, with the first team collecting the stolen vehicle before driving it to the birthday party.
Oh yeah, that's why KO got cooked. Oh, that's why he got cooked. Okay, it makes sense. I didn't know that. Them niggas had a meeting before. Like, yeah, damn. I was thinking like, damn, they could have just hit him with like aiding and abetting and shit, but if he was part of the meeting, then yeah, then you down with the murder, unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he just picked them niggas up after. I didn't know that it was like premeditated. Yeah, y'all do this shit, I'm gonna pick you up. Yeah, once you get to shit like that, then yeah, that's a murder. Like, damn, you damn near, yeah, you in it. You in it. I ain't know it was that. That's why I was like, damn, they smoked this nigga for just picking niggas up? That's what I thought. Free KO, I like him. He one of the nicest. Damn. I didn't know he did that.
Whose role was to pick up the other team after the shooting was complete. So after the meeting, they split up, with the first team collecting the stolen vehicle before driving it to the birthday party. And I just want to quickly emphasize, this plan was to kill the father at his kid's first birthday party, which would have been filled with many other kids and family members. But what they discussed.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. Damn. That's why they cooked the niggas. These niggas on some heartless shit, bro. Yeah, that was type heartless. The plan was to kill a nigga. The plan was to kill a nigga at his kid party, nigga. That's traumatizing the kid forever. Every birthday, the kid is just done. Like, nigga never gonna celebrate the birthday right. See, damn. I was like, cause I really did like legit was like, damn, how they roof this nigga like that? Now it kind of makes sense now. I mean, like, hearing it on some just grown man, not on no bias and shit, cause I like him as a rapper. Just listening to this shit. Yeah, y'all niggas was out of line. Y'all could have waited another day. Cause that's like sometime. I mean, that's old school rules though, but. More time, nigga gonna let you slide you with your kid unless you was like one of them ones. You had to really be one of them ones, like had a few hats or something. If this nigga ain't have a few hats or something, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all could have let that one slide that day. Y'all could have let that day slide. It was be kids and shit, yeah, kids and parents and shit, like, yeah, you could let shit like that slide. I ain't lie, I got a man's, one of my mans. I get it though, man. I get it. Sometimes shit real. One of my mans, he clapped this nigga when he was with his mom. The nigga clapped the nigga, called an attempt with the nigga was with his mom. Nigga got 11 years for that shit. Damn. He home now though. This shit, oh, you know, I'm old head nigga. This shit like 09, that shit happened.
Discovered outside wasn't the kid's father. Instead, it was another London Fields rival known as Booth, who was shot at 7 times while in his car, leaving him dead on the scene. And they wouldn't take too long for the group to implicate themselves in this.
When the laughing stops, somebody gets slapped and the laughing stops.
A couple weeks later in September of 2022, 98's rapper KO releases a song named Laughing Stock, And this song is absolutely crazy. The song somehow starts off saying people need to stop snitching on the internet, and then in the next line pretty much says people were laughing at us and now somebody is dead so nobody can laugh anymore. With other lines saying if they blame us for it, we will say it's not us. Revenge has no expiry, but we should have done it sooner, and that more will get done in the future. But KO didn't just stop at this song. He done 2 remixes after, one of which specifically named the murdered individual in the song, and even began giving clues to what gun was used and exactly where the victim was hit. These songs created a ruckus. They were took down from YouTube, and to no one's surprise, a month later 4 men were arrested, including KO, who made the song, and another 98's rapper named Hitman. But what was surprising was the police didn't stop there. In the investigation into KO and the murder of Casey Boo, police managed to gain access to the gang's Snapchat group chat and started seeing other stuff, including the organization of the shooting back in 2020, commanded by the 98's rapper Billy Billions and done by 98's rapper DA, amongst other stuff like videos of younger 98's members dancing after committing an attempted murder. Detectives were now gearing for a full gang takedown.
Yeah, nah, if this was New York, niggas would have been 30 years apiece, federal prison. Everybody. But the niggas that did the least work would have been getting 20 years. Niggas that ain't did nothing. But yeah, damn, hearing this shit from like the way he's saying this shit, yeah, niggas would have called a 30 piece. A piece. Yeah, it would have got about the same amount of time in a RICO. These niggas would have been got locked up though. Yeah, like what all them shooters, like the DA, I know DA with them, he got the shooting. This shit right here. Once niggas had a meeting too, that's a conspiracy like a motherfucker. RICO gang, that's gang shit. Like what? Everybody's going to jail. That shit is serious out here. New York State gives the most RICOs out in any state in the whole United States. New York City. Niggas is giving niggas RICOs left and right. Niggas done caught a RICO already this year. Niggas from Brooklyn. Niggas from Brooklyn got indicted already. Like, they hit niggas with RICOs. Like, it ain't just rappers who get it, but the rappers, that's the icing on the cake. They love when a nigga's a rapper. It's just niggas getting indicted RICOs just because niggas is beefing in the hoods. Like, niggas got beef, niggas is sweeping. Few bodies drop, they find out who did it. Oh, he part of a gang, right? Okay, let's get this to the feds. Yeah, you think you about to catch a state case killing a nigga, but they niggas know you gang related and y'all niggas is out here causing ruckus in the street, they gonna hand that murder case straight over to the feds. Go ahead. This is enough right here. Once murder hit, it's lit. And then a few other shooters too. You got a few other shooters too. Oh, it's perfect. Y'all done. Yeah, violent street gang. That's how they coming on the news. 98's the violent street gang takedown. Yeah, you don't see niggas coming out the projects. Yeah, they gonna have all that for you like this. Yeah, you coming out the projects, just waking up 4 in the morning.
Down, which saw 98's rappers KO, Billy Billions, Hitman, DA and DLA, alongside a whole heap of others, all on trial for murders and attempted murders. People were even getting charged for just motivating the gang to commit shootings, which is something almost unheard of in the UK drill scene. But the police were adamant to get them all down, using lyrics said in songs to prove affiliation, and chats in their group chats to show their intent, leading to some of the longest sentences I've personally heard. I'm talking a minimum of 38 years to KO, the rapper who made the song for a murder he wasn't even at. I'm talking 33 years to Billy Billions, for an attempted murder he also wasn't at, and just a whole heap of crazy sentences, pretty much finishing the 98's group forever.
And niggas did all of that because niggas ain't believe they was like that. And it's true. It's true, because look what he said in the Lavish Stop song. He was a Lavish Stop, somebody get slapped out of Lavish Stop. So y'all did all that to show niggas that y'all like that, to prove the niggas y'all like that. That shit crazy. That shit crazy. I get it though. I get it in the time, like, when it's happening and shit. Yeah, I get it, because nigga might crash out too, nigga talking crazy. But nigga gotta know. I'm a little older now though, but yeah, I'm a little older. I'm probably definitely older than these niggas too, but feels bullying them for years. gotta put in that work then. Y'all gang, y'all do it. It is what it is. It is what it is. They gonna learn now though. Yeah, they gonna learn now. Freedom niggas though.